When the Spanish media comes out and starts linking players with Real Madrid and Barcelona, you know they must be good. They're a bit late, aren't they? Virgil van Dijk,
yeah,
on the cusp of being the Ballon d'Or winner.
Yeah, they are. They are a bit late in many regards. But on the one hand, Virgil van Dijk, for me, best centre-back in world football. So if you see yourself as the biggest club in world football, whether you're Real Madrid or Barcelona, you want that type of player in your dressing room. So you understand the interest. But why I say they're a bit late, as you said right at the top, Virgil van Dijk is 28 years old. He cost Liverpool £75 million from Southampton. And given what he's done, and given how much he's improved since his arrival at Anfield, how much is he going to cost now? So even if you are Real Madrid and Barcelona, and for argument's sake, let's say there's a special transfer window still open just for them, and you decide that you want to make a bid for Virgil van Dijk right now, how much is that going to cost for a 28-year-old where, you know, even if you put him on, you know, 4 or 5 years, a year contract, I don't think that there's much of a resell at the end of that. It's just, you summed it up well to start with. A bit later to this party.
And regardless of the price that may or may not come about, let's even say it's £200 million, whatever it is, the Champions League win changes everything, doesn't it? I mean, why would he ever want to leave that club with them? I mean, you tell me. What would be the purpose of him leaving at any point?
The only way I can see Virgil van Dijk leaving is if Liverpool go on and win the Premier League, and he says, I have done everything I can here, I want a new challenge. Now, again, whether Virgil van Dijk thinks that way or not, I don't know. But if he does, that's the only way it happens. Because as far as I'm concerned, he is at a fantastic football club. Maybe Liverpool aren't of the size of Real Madrid and Barcelona, certainly not right now, but they are a big club in world football. And given the progress that Liverpool have made, particularly over the last 3 or 4 years, and given the direction that not just Liverpool, but the Premier League continues to go in terms of stature and in terms of finances, why do you want to move? So, again, just hypothetically speaking, if he does move, that can be the only reasoning behind it.
Function and dysfunction have to come into it as well, don't they? Given what you just described with Liverpool, everything's rosy. Yes, he might want a new challenge at some point. Things might start to go wrong at some point. But at some point, you have to analyse as a player when you sum up whether you want to move or not. Is the club I'm moving to in a position that I can actually help it? Is it on an upward trend? And if you were to move to a Real Madrid or Barcelona as they stand right now, the level of dysfunction at those teams appears to be catastrophic.
Absolutely right, and particularly so with Real Madrid. But it wasn't so long ago, we were talking about Real Madrid being the 3 times Champions League winners. Well, 18 months ago we were talking about that. So you feel that between both those clubs, they're able to right the ship. And Barcelona, less dysfunction maybe off the field, but when you look at what's been happening in terms of their own transfer window and their comings and goings, if they're really intent on bringing Neymar back to the Camp Nou, where does that leave them in terms of finances, which we've discussed, for bringing Virgil van Dijk back? There's just so many question marks about both those clubs. Question marks that both those clubs are perfectly well positioned to answer. But right now, you're not quite sure what those answers are going to be. And Liverpool, on the other hand, are very stable in what they're doing. It seems that they have a manager that's going to be there for the long term. They spend the summer as opposed to bringing in new faces, securing the faces that they've got. They're already defending European champions. They've made a little bit of a jump out to the front of the pack in terms of the Premier League. I know it's a very long way to go yet, but things are going very much in the right direction. So as a footballer, and you're looking for some stability, around your game, around your life off the park as well, Liverpool is as good a place to be as any.
Yeah, so that question of, is Van Dijk too good for Liverpool? Not really. They seem to suit each other right now.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.